Joe, is that as bad a night to start the season as you could have wished for?
Yeah, it's the worst. The worst I've had here. I've had some bad times here, some really bad results and defeats, but that's just as bad as it gets. Big crowd, a lot of expectation, not from us, just in general. Starting the season, everyone looks forward to it, and then you produce that. Being honest, not a lot in the game in terms of the overall play, but the goals are just, oh my God, and it's boring because I keep saying it. And I said to you last week when we spoke that we'll score bad goals and we'll score goals and we'll concede bad goals, and they are some of the worst we've got. So people say, yeah, it's your team, and absolutely, I can't legislate for the ball going through my goalie's hands twice, 3 times, and I can't legislate for someone having a really bad touch in a one-on-one situation defending, even 2-on-1 in our favour, and we've somehow given the ball to them for the first goal. Ollie and Donzo around the ball have had a bad touch, haven't spoken. They've had a nothing shot from 30 yards, and it's rolled through the goalie's hands. So can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about my centre half getting ragged around, and another shot that's gone through the goalie's hands. Can't do anything about my left back having a horrendous touch, and then they just nick one in, 3 at half time, and then at 4-0 then you have a bit of a word at half time, and then 30 seconds into the second half, goalie sends one long, gets dragged about, and they've scored again. So shocking goals. Can't do anything about a throw-in coming in from 50 yards that lands at someone's feet 6 yards out. I can't physically do anything. I've got 11 people to change that and make it happen on a pitch, and if I don't want to talk and get people on toes, which is probably the most basic thing in football, getting on toes from a throw-in, it's got to change. So yes, I picked the team, I've put this squad together, so it's on me, it's my fault. Apologies to all the fans who have seen that, apologies to all the ground hoppers who have expected a good game, and they've made a big thing of it at UCL. They always do, and a good crowd, 460 I believe, so a really good crowd for a Saturday night, and and we've produced that. So I want to say that's not us, but we've seen in the past, Liam, that can be us, and that's a worrying thing. So yeah, we've got to move on quickly now. We've got to train Monday and then get ready for Covey United Wednesday. But apologies to our fans first and foremost. They travelled in fantastic numbers again, and we produced that. So I sincerely apologise for that, because that is nowhere near good enough.
What was the biggest concern from tonight?
Just the goals. They're shocking, and decision making, our delivery into the box is rubbish. Theirs is good, and they want to crash on things. The goals we concede, doesn't matter who plays where. Having 7 people out doesn't help. And you've got 2 centre halves in there, and your right back, arguably the best right back in the league, who's not here. And midfielders missing. So seven big players who will all start in this team are missing. Doesn't help, but you don't do anything with 11 people. You've got to have a whole squad. So the lads who have come in have done nowhere near enough. So we've got to work hard now to change it for Wednesday. So we'll do all we can to make sure that whatever happens Wednesday, it's more of a positive note, and we have to be so much better than we were tonight.
Obviously a long way to go. Do you take heart from the fact that Covey United got spanked 7-1 on the opening day of last season and ended up just outside the playoffs?
Yeah, look, I was there that night, and their squad then and their team then was completely different to when Ellis went on a brilliant run. And look, he had done a fantastic job last year when he took over there to get them as close as he did. He did a brilliant job, and they've got a good squad now, a really good side. So yeah, he's done a great job there, Ellis. But yeah, look, it can happen. It's always disappointing. We're talking straight after a game where you've just lost 6-0, so emotions are always high and you feel flat. So yeah, it can happen. Let's hope it's the wake-up call that we needed, and we bounce back. You've got to bounce back. You can't dwell on it. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You've got to go now and get ready for a very tough game on Wednesday. So we had a low point there last year, which I've warned them about, and I don't want that again Wednesday night.
How do you deal with tonight then? Do you kind of just try and brush it off and say, right, one bad night, start again Wednesday, or do you try and sort of pick up on a lot of the things that you saw tonight and kind of think about how you need to get better?
Players leave it and don't think about it. It's on my mind now until Wednesday at 7:45, because it's just not good enough. It's nowhere near good enough. It's not what we expect, and people will now think we're a soft touch. I'll agree with them, so I hope my players prove me wrong. and say, "Oh, Gaffer, that's to shut you up." But yeah, I'll agree with them until I see any different. I'll agree. It's been a bad pre-season, Liam. Our standards have been really poor. You know, lads have been late for no excuse. You know, and lads haven't been here. Too easy not to train and not to play. You know, got lads pulling out of a trip to Skegness that 10 years ago. You do an away day with your players. Everyone wants to be there. You know, I've got lads who don't want to be there. It's changed, you know, and it's been a bad pre-season in terms of that. Results were mixed, but results are absolutely irrelevant in there. Just the standards around, and that's rubbed off on that. And when you set bad standards, you get bad results, and that was exactly what that was. So yeah, we've got a pre-season's done now. I hate it, I can't stand it, say it all the time. But now we're in the real serious business, so we've got to get up to scratch quickly.
And at least you've got the chance to be able to do that on Wednesday, a quick turnaround. And Cov United, I don't know whether you went and watched on Friday, but what do you expect from them this year and from what you remember of them from last year? Because there were two pretty comprehensive home wins in the two games that we played with them.
Both 4-1, weren't they, in the end? Yeah, they're a good team. You know, they lost 1-0 to Ayleston last night, and it was a typical opening season game, cagey, you know, very end-to-end, and it's always end-to-end at the butts because it's so big. The pitch, there's just so much space for everyone, so yeah, it's always end to end. They're a good team, they're going to be there or thereabouts. Ellis has put a good squad together, so we've got to be so much better. We know that, look, it's obvious, that's blatantly obvious that we've got to be a lot better than what we were there. So yeah, tough game, but might be a good game to try and bounce back. So you know, it's a game that they'll be favourites, spending loads of money. And they'll be favourites to beat us, so they'll be wanting to bounce back, and we've got to try and bounce back. So yeah, we'll do what we can. We'll train Monday night. We'll try and have a good session, try and lift them a little bit, and then get ready for a tough game Wednesday.
Got a few players back for Wednesday.
We have, yeah. We've got at least 3 of the 7 back on Wednesday. Hopefully 4. See how Oscar is. So we'll have at least 4 of them 7 back. Look, Will's one of them 7, but he's still going to be a while. You know, Sam's away until after Highgate, and I can't even think who.
Ethan.
And Ethan, his hamstring done by Oscar in the Corn game, so we have to see how he is. He's still a little bit tender, so yeah, hopefully we can get Oscar back, we get Dorse back, we get Jonesy back, and we get Reese back. So yeah, bring the changes.